So Sam Hartman starts for Notre Dame against Navy. Navy 4-8 team last year. Really good run defense. Not very good at pass defense. What is up, everybody? It is Jake with Master of Football, back at it again. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to be up to date on everything college football, pro football, Madden, EA college football, NFL draft, anything related to American football, hit the red subscribe button. You will not be disappointed. Also the like button too, and follow on Twitter/X. That fam is growing. Without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, guys, here it is on Friday. And again, you know what it is right now. It is tomorrow is 0 week. There is college football at the FBS level. Let's go. Now, with that, I always want to make sure we talk about this. What's Vegas thinking? Because you can see what Vegas does with the lines. You can see where they think things are going to be leaning a certain way versus another. Let's check into that because we got a couple games. There's not too many games to work with here, but a couple of games, especially two with national title implications. We can see what they're processing going into the season. Let's go. So we're going to go in reverse order here because I want to talk about a couple of these games first off. First thing I want to talk about here is Louisiana Tech. My boy Hank Bachmeier left in a weird situation from Boise State. Again, I was there in person, 2019, true freshman at Florida State in Doak Campbell when we went in there and we beat the Florida State Seminoles. It was an amazing game out there. So he eventually gets to a point last season, gets into a weird spot, leaves after 4 games, goes to Louisiana Tech with former Texas Tech great Sonny Cumbie as the head coach, leads his team against FIU. They are favored by 11 in that game. Then we have USC versus San Jose State. And everybody knows, listen, the offense is going to dazzle. Nobody is going to be shocked about that. A big thing to look out for here, you see the fact that the line in this game is minus 30.5. So again, more than 4 touchdowns. We know that's more than likely USC is going to win. However, it is interesting to see that because San Jose State performed a lot better than people thought last season. Chevon Cordero back again, leader at quarterback. We'll see what they can do out there. And again, if they lose by 4 touchdowns, they cover technically. We want to see USC versus let's just say a better than you would imagine scout team out there in San Jose State. We'll see what happens with them. Then we have Vanderbilt versus Hawaii. Last year, when Vanderbilt played Hawaii at Hawaii and won by 1,000, had a gazillion rushing yards. They put up 60 points. So they absolutely had a fantastic game there. They're favored by 17.5. We are going to see what happens there with them. It's on the SEC network. Hawaii comes all the way across the country to play in Nashville, Tennessee. Then we have Ohio versus San Diego State. San Diego State, Jalen Maiden, the converted safety from the transfer from Mississippi State, who was a safety/quarterback. I know, a crazy combination, is now going to be the full-time starter. Ohio, their quarterback this last season tore his ACL. He's attempting to come back early. And again, we're talking like a 8-9 month turnaround here. Pretty quick there for him. UMass and New Mexico State, 2 of the worst teams in the country. No offense to you guys. I love you guys. Just is what it is. UTEP versus Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State plays their first game as an FBS team. And again, they are not eligible to win the conference championship game. But the most important game out of all these games, in my perspective here, is Navy versus Notre Dame. So Notre Dame had a ton of transition over the last season. Tommy Reese, the offensive coordinator, he was out. Drew Pine, he's out. There's tons of players. Michael Mayer, he graduated, going to the Raiders. Went to my boys, went to my Raiders. But there's a lot of transition there with them. However, they're still ranked 13th in the country. That's because of a couple of additions they have, also because of the breakups that they're expecting. However, you look here and you see this. Minus 20.5 is what they're favored by over Navy. Navy last year was a 4-8 team. They were not good at all. But only 21.5. Again, the game is in Aviva Stadium in Dublin Island. We'll see what they think here because remember here, Notre Dame added in your boy Sam Hartman, quarterback from Wake Forest. So Sam Hartman comes in, not too big in terms of a size, guys, 6'1", 210. Again, big enough to be successful out there. However, you got to see what he's done down here. So this will be his 6th year playing, and he started off with the 2018, 16 touchdowns, 8 picks, and then 2019, 4-2, and then 2020 had a shortened season, 13-5. 2021, 39 touchdowns, 14 picks. 38 touchdowns and 12 picks in 2022, going from the Wake Forest slow mesh offense, one of my favorite offenses out there. Personally, I think that there's a ton of coaches or a ton of programs out there that are making a mistake by not bringing him in. That's just me, off my soapbox here. But we see the fact he's a very good quarterback in terms of standing in the pocket. His rating last year jumped almost 10 points. Really did a good job with his efficiency and so on and so forth. So now he comes over to Notre Dame. And again, does he have the slow mesh? No, not necessarily, but he's got a lot more big-time players. I mean, think about it. Wake Forest go to Notre Dame. It's basically an ACC transfer. I know they're not technically an ACC team, blah, blah, blah. But you know what I'm trying to say here. So for Sam Hartman, he comes over, and he's got guys who are dynamite to throw to, and he's got guys who are dynamite blocking for him. The one that is getting the most hype so far is your boy Tobias Merriweather. Now remember here, last year, or when he came out, he was a top 100 player, so really good there. His last season, 2022, true freshman season, 1 catch, 41 yards, and 1 touchdown. So you're thinking, why the hell are we talking about your boy Tobias Harris, or Tobias Merriweather? 6'4", 205, burner, can really, really do well. Think about that. He got 1 catch, 41 yards, and a touchdown. People are like, all right, we've seen enough. Get on the sideline. That's what he is. Again, we're expecting a big breakout here. We got a little bit more, let's just say, capability at quarterback from Sam Hartman, more consistency. We know he can play quarterback. If you can't make it work out with him, then it can't work out. Anyways, Tobias Merriweather will be stepping out there for him. But most importantly, up front is your boy who's probably going to be a top 10 pick. Now, offensive linemen really don't have stats, so there's a lot you can really do with him here. But you see Joe Alt, and again, if you haven't seen him, 6'8", 315, true junior, North Oaks, Minnesota. He is an absolute stun. He's going to be an NFL draft pick. He's in tons of preseason All-American lists right now. He is an absolute beast. What he can do is help block for Sam Hartman and Tobias Merriweather as he's trying to get open. And it's a crazy thing. Remember how I said the fact that Navy was only favored by 20.5 points? So so we're talking 35-14. That's a normal win is what you would think. That is favored. However, that's a 50-50 shot. They go less than that. So you're like, how in the hell is a team with all this talent going against a 4-8 service academy team only favored by less than 3 touchdowns? And the reason why is because there's a couple things that are leaning towards Navy having a better game than you would think they would have. So you come over here and check out the fact that, again, this is from collegefootballnews.com. You see the fact we're talking about Navy's midshipmen's defensive preview. So with them, it basically goes into, you have to remember here, the midshipmen were the best in the AAC. I know, what the hell does that matter? Well, the AAC's best team beat the Pac-12 second best team. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, the midshipmen were the best in the AAC on third down stops, second in sacks, and second in the nation at stopping the run. In other words, put most of the problems on last year's 4-8 season on the offensive side. And you can totally see that with this team here, because if you check out the stats, it truly shows the fact that Navy, especially on the run defense side, was really good. So from the college football total team defense stats in 2022, we sort by rushing yards per game. Now, again, they said they were second best against defending the run. I mean, it might be total yards, but we see the fact that they only gave up 88.9 yards per game on the ground. Now, one opportunity here for a weakness there is when you check this out, when you resort it here, and we go to here to see who is one of the worst teams at defending the pass. They're not horrible, but you come down here and see the fact that they averaged giving up about 250 passing yards per game. The worst teams in the country were like 250, 270, 280, something like that. So above those stats right there. So again, they're a lower level pass defense. They are a higher level rush defense. This leans towards Sam Hartman having a big game. You would imagine more than 3 touchdowns for the win, but it's not looking that way according to Vegas. So Sam Hartman starts for Notre Dame against Navy. Navy, 4-8 team last year. Really good run defense. Not very good at pass defense. However, they're only favored by 20.5 points. You're thinking right there, what the hell is Vegas thinking? I think what they're thinking, Tobias Merriweather, we like him on the outside. Joe Alt up front, we like him on the outside. Sam Hartman out there at quarterback, we like what he's doing. Tommy Reese is gone as the offensive coordinator. They got a new guy in there. They're thinking it's going to take a little bit of time. The team is going to be in Aviva Stadium in Dublin, Ireland for that first game. They're thinking, well, it might not be as smooth as you want right off the bat. Personally, I like that minus 20.5 for Notre Dame versus Navy. I just like what Sam Hartman does. I think they're going to cover there. But again, Vegas says 50-50. They don't win by more than 21 points. All right, guys, if you're a Notre Dame fan, get in the comments right now, or even if you're just a fan of college football, let me know what you think about that. Sam Hartman, what's your expectations here? Are we overshooting it? Are we undershooting it? What should we know? Like I said, he's got some studs on the outside. He's got some studs up front. He's going to have a good team around him. Can he take this team to the next level? We will see starting tomorrow against Navy in the morning. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Do all that stuff. I really appreciate it. That's it for me, guys. I'll see you guys later. I am out.